So, telling you, the West has gone crazy. Now, the most beautiful woman in the Netherlands is a man. Okay, so so let me let me try and understand this. I mean, that's why I fear ideology like that. When you're possessed by a certain ideology, that anything literally flies. That to look at this and think, there's something afoot here. It's not just what they claim it to be, like, oh, trying to be inclusive and whatnot. This is just, I fear what it's actually the end game of this is. Like, these guys paraded a man, right there, and looked at all those beautiful women there. They said, no, he's the hottest one. Now that means men are even better. Men are better at doing women beauty better than them. I think this is a massive distortion of reality. I laugh about it, but this is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know what those people are. As in, I don't think it's a very, it's not like, this is very planned. It's very methodical. And I think even here in Kenya, we've started having those transgender occurrences everywhere. It's because, at least for the people acting, the transgender way, there's two ways. You're mentally ill or you're trying to make money. It's always the money. Even the ones who are mentally ill in that sense, they understand right now that it's all about the money. And for our benefit, to try and rope in exactly why this is going to have a lot of effect on the businesses we do. I'm a filmmaker, so if I'm writing something, for say the Western market, it seems more and more they're trying to make sure that you have to include all these, they call them minority groups. The idea is they're saying they have to include them for inclusivity and whatnot, but that means that you have to kind of restrict your storytelling to activism. And it's the way it's being enforced. If it was some one of those things, you're like, okay, fine, let me think about it. But it's the way it's being enforced that you would actually miss out on funding and things like that if you don't include these things. Okay? If you look at Hollywood right now, there is the Oscars. You have to have a certain amount of certain people in certain roles throughout, from the cast to the crew, to post-production, to marketing, distribution. You have to have these people, whether you like it or not. I think personally, it's a losing battle for those the wokists that are pushing it. It's a losing battle. I don't see it any other way, because people are starting to vote with their money, and some of these things are just not going to be acceptable. I argue that even currently in the movie scene, the movies that have a lot of this, it's basically called identity politics. These movies, they're doing badly in terms of they're not even breaking even. Right? Recently there was a movie called, what was it called? Something Freedom. It's a movie about the pedophilic crime syndicates in America of some sort, and there was a very weird reaction from the mainstream media. They were trying to castigate the movie. I didn't understand that. I believe this movie was made about 5 years ago by some company that's owned by either Disney or one of those big companies. They sold it to this Angel something, the production house, Angel Studios. And because of the content of it, I haven't watched the movie. It's not here in Kenya, so I'm picking off what the producers and the actors are saying, and what it's about. It's actually based on true events, but the media in the West is actually going against this movie, although the message is very clear. Child abuse, child pornography. It's quite scary that these things are actually going on, and somehow the mainstream media in the West is against this. It's a very weird thing they're doing. They're going against this movie. Nonetheless, Netherlands, I think they usually lead in terms of doing these woke things, so they've done that. I've seen it also done in America. I think some state, I can't remember. So what they are doing, but also you look around, you're seeing the women are clapping, say, oh, it's okay. So I think that people should just leave women to fight that battle, because as it seems, they are okay with it, at least a majority of these Western women. Now, the normal women, who've not been indoctrinated, maybe you should take up that fight or tell your sisters to stop losing their minds because this, I don't know what to say, because I don't really care about these beauty pageants per se. And I think the last one I watched was 20 years ago or something, one of those Miss World things. But it's very, it's just there. But I think the message here is very clear that men are better at women, even at being women. Yeah, that's what the mainstream media in the West is trying to tell you people. So I think you should walk into these things just being aware that even those conspiracy theories we keep hearing about, a lot of it is true. A lot of it is it's happening. So it's not really like a ridiculous conspiracy theory to look at how things are going on. But people are telling you, no, that's a woman. That's a woman. Like it's when you need, like when they want you to take leave of absence from your senses, so that you can accept some of the most ridiculous things in the world. I understand that a lot of the media landscape is pushing this, especially in the West. I think the African media has been testing it to see what the response is, and every time we still maintain some level of masculinity in this side. So they back it off, because even the women can see it clearly that these men are coming for their food. Yeah. So yeah, just wanted to say that I'm slowly just doing these videos, like I'm setting up a little shooting area and studio and edit suit to be able to do regular videos, weekly or daily videos, hopefully. But for now, I'm just recording on my phone, just uploading things I see that are trending. I'll try to lean it more towards film, but there's so much you can. When films come out, especially in Kenya, I'll speak about them, but we don't have that regular release of films. So I'll talk about the Western films, the Indian films, whatever takes my fancy, basically. I'll talk about everything that it concerns entertainment. So yeah, so if this is something you like, you can come back next round. From next week is when the regular uploads will begin. So yeah, now I just quick like that. Cheers.